Stop scrolling. Archangel Michael is calling you. A hidden energy blocking your money is trying to take your last dollar, and God is about to expose your neighbor. My beloved child, take a slow breath and let your heart become still. Something sacred is reaching for you in this moment, and heaven has chosen your spirit to receive it. You were not guided here by accident or coincidence. You were brought here because a shift has begun. A shift powerful enough to change the direction of your days, your peace, and your destiny. Archangel Michael stands beside you now. His presence arrives gently, like warmth settling onto your shoulders, like a quiet certainty rising inside your chest. He speaks with a calm authority that your soul instantly recognizes, the voice of protection, truth, and divine clarity. My child, he says, you have walked through energies that were not yours. You have carried worries that belonged to others, and you have felt pressures that came from unseen places. But now, the weight is being lifted, the truth is being revealed, and your spirit is being strengthened for what comes next. There has been a tension around your life lately, a heaviness that appears without warning, a subtle sense that something around you hasn't felt quite right. You may have noticed moments when your thoughts felt pulled, when your confidence dimmed, or when your plans seemed to drain rather than grow. These signals were not imagined. They were the quiet echoes of energies that did not belong in your path. Someone near you, someone who watches more than they speak, has been holding thoughts toward you that carried envy rather than kindness. Not a dramatic enemy, not an obvious threat, simply a person whose own insecurities awakened a silent competition with your light. They observed you, not with admiration, but with a longing to understand why your spirit still rises, why your hope still renews itself, and why blessings seem drawn to you even in difficult seasons. Their intentions were not spoken aloud, yet energy does not require words. Their thoughts lingered in your space, like shadows trying to cover a flame. But what they didn't realize is that your flame comes from heaven, not from people. What comes from heaven cannot be dimmed by the insecurities of anyone who stands nearby. Archangel Michael has stepped forward to address this directly. His sword of light does not attack people. It cuts through the energy that confuses your spirit, and in this moment, he is clearing the atmosphere around your life, removing the residue of jealousy, comparison, and silent interference that tried to attach itself to you. The heaviness is breaking. The confusion is dissolving. The spiritual fog around your mind is lifting. You will begin to notice yourself breathing more easily. Your thoughts will feel spacious, steady, and grounded again. The tension that used to appear in your chest will soften. Your nights will feel calmer. Your intuition, once tangled by the energy of others, will return with clarity and strength. My child, Archangel Michael whispers, you must remember who you are. Your spirit is not fragile. You were created with a core made of divine light. When envy rises against you, it cannot take from you. When others question your purpose, it cannot shake you. Your path belongs to heaven, and heaven never releases what it claims. There is something else he wants you to understand. Every time your blessings seemed to pause, every time progress felt close but suddenly stalled, every time financial pressure appeared without reason, it was not a sign that you were failing. It was a sign that your spirit was fighting through the invisible weight of someone else's energy. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Now the preparation is ending. The clarity is beginning. The spiritual interference that once lingered around your finances, your stability, and your peace has been identified and removed. You may feel this as a shift in your environment. Objects may feel lighter in your hands. Your home may feel calmer when you walk into the room. Even the air around you may feel different, warmer, softer, or unexpectedly peaceful. This is confirmation that the energy around you has been realigned. Archangel Michael is placing a circle of protection around your life, not a wall of isolation, but a shield of peace, one that prevents draining energies from attaching themselves to your thoughts, emotions, and daily movement. You will still interact with the world, but the world will no longer pull from your spirit. The silence you feel now is not emptiness. It is divine order settling around you. It is heaven creating space for your blessings to breathe again. Your finances, which felt squeezed or slowed, will begin to stabilize, not through dramatic miracles, but through steady, quiet flow. The ideas you had paused will find structure. The actions you delayed will feel easier. The opportunities you sensed on the horizon will begin to move toward you. Archangel Michael is guiding all of this. His presence is gentle, but his authority is absolute. Where his light rests, no shadow can remain. My beloved child, he continues, you do not need to confront anyone. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to defend your blessings. Walk softly, speak with kindness, and remain steady. Your peace will reveal more truth than any argument ever could. Something profound is happening in your inner world right now. You may not fully understand it yet, but you can feel it like a calm rising where you once felt uncertainty. Heaven is not only protecting you, heaven is restoring you. Every part of your life that felt strained, delayed, or interrupted is returning to its natural rhythm of growth and ease. This is the beginning of your reset. This is the clearing before your breakthrough. This is the moment your spirit aligns with what heaven has already written for you. And more is coming: beautiful, necessary, undeniable transformation. My beloved child, now that the atmosphere around you has begun to clear, another truth rises to the surface, one that heaven has watched carefully, patiently, and silently. There has been a pattern in your life that did not come from coincidence, a cycle that repeated itself in moments when you were closest to progress. Just when opportunities approached, something would shift. Just when a blessing was near, something small would fall out of place. Just when your confidence rose, doubt would slip into your thoughts. You questioned yourself. You wondered why things paused, why momentum softened, or why situations that looked promising suddenly became quiet. What you didn't see was the spiritual interference happening just outside your view. Nothing was wrong with you. Your choices weren't mistakes. Your faith wasn't weak. The energy around you was simply not aligned with the greatness prepared for you. Archangel Michael has been observing the invisible threads, the subtle disruptions, the emotional pulls, and the spiritual drains that tried to attach themselves to your path. Some came from people who meant no harm but carried heavy energy. Others came from individuals whose envy grew silently over time. And some came from moments where your own worries left tiny cracks open for fear to enter. But now the cracks are closing. The cycle is ending. You are stepping into a new rhythm, a divine one. Archangel Michael speaks directly to your spirit now. His voice is steady, like a calm anchor settling into the ground. My child, You are entering a season where your blessings will not be interrupted, where your steps will not be questioned, where your progress will not shrink to make others comfortable. You will grow, and heaven will support every inch of that growth. Heaven is preparing a shift around your financial energy as well. There were times when money left your hands too quickly, or when unexpected expenses seemed to appear at the worst possible moments. But this was not a curse. It was a signal that your resources were being affected by energies that were not your own. Now the interference is gone. You will notice something new. Your money will feel calmer. It will stay longer. It will move with purpose rather than pressure. Opportunities you once dismissed as unlikely will become real possibilities. Ideas that felt too big will now feel achievable. Your intuition, once clouded by noise, will become a clear inner compass guiding your decisions. Even your environment will shift. You may feel drawn to rearrange a space. You may feel the urge to remove clutter. You may sense a new warmth in certain rooms. This is not random. This is alignment. Archangel Michael is bringing harmony back into your home, harmony that invites stability, clarity, and abundance. There is another truth he wants you to receive. Someone near you, someone who once felt harmless, carried a silent comparison in their heart. Not hatred, not malice, just a wounded part of them that could not understand how you continued to rise despite your struggles. They watched you more closely than they admitted. They noticed your progress, even when you tried to keep it quiet. And their envy, though unspoken, created ripples in the energy around you. But heaven has handled it. There is no need to fear them, no need to confront them, no need to change your path because of them. In fact, Archangel Michael has already softened the influence they once had. Their attention toward you will fade. Their curiosity will weaken. The invisible pull they had on your peace will dissolve as if it never existed. You do not rise by resisting them. You rise by outgrowing the space where their energy once lived. And you have already begun to outgrow it. A new strength is forming inside you, quiet, steady, undeniable. You may feel this as a sudden sense of clarity, or a moment where your fears feel small, or an unexpected burst of confidence that makes you feel ready to make decisions you once hesitated to take. This is not ego. This is alignment with your divine identity. Archangel Michael is opening a path for you that no human can close. A path where your blessings move toward you without resistance. A path where your peace holds firm even when others do not understand your journey. A path where your purpose unfolds step by step without confusion. Heaven asks only one thing from you now. Move with intention. Speak with care. Protect your plans with silence until they take form. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Not because anyone can stop you, but because your blessings are sacred. There is a quiet miracle forming behind the scenes for you. Something that will shift your finances, your sense of direction, or your personal stability in a way that feels almost surreal. You may first notice it as an unexpected message, a helpful opportunity, a returned connection, or a sudden moment of clarity that solves a problem you've been carrying for far too long. This is heaven's way of showing you that your life is not stuck. It is moving forward even when you cannot see the progress. And Archangel Michael is guiding each step of that movement. My beloved child, he says, you have endured enough tension. You have carried enough strain. Now you enter a season where peace will be your companion, not your challenge. Trust the unfolding. Trust the timing. Trust the protection placed around you. Your energy is becoming clearer. Your spirit is becoming stronger. Your path is becoming lighter. And the most important changes are yet to come. My beloved child, as the energy around you resets, something even deeper begins to awaken within you. It is not just your circumstances that are changing. It is your identity in the spiritual realm that is being revealed more clearly than ever before. You have always been more powerful than you realized. You have always carried more light than you saw in yourself. You have always been more protected than you felt on the surface. The difference now is that heaven is allowing you to see what has always been true. There were seasons when you thought you were barely hanging on. Yet from heaven's view, you were standing in strength. You kept going when quitting felt easier. You chose faith even when fear made more sense. You stayed kind even when you were misunderstood. These choices did not go unnoticed. Every quiet act of endurance has been witnessed and recorded in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael speaks gently to your heart. My child, you thought you were surviving, but you were passing a test of trust, a test of patience, a test of integrity when no one was watching, and you passed. Because of this, the season ahead of you will not look like the one behind you. Where you once experienced sudden losses, you will now see steady gains. Where you once felt overlooked, you will now be recognized in subtle but undeniable ways. Where you once struggled to find support, you will now attract people who are aligned with your healing, your growth, and your peace. Heaven is sending helpers into your story. Not saviors, because your true Savior is already known, but earthly allies who carry pieces of the solutions you've been praying for. They may appear as new connections, unexpected kindness, supportive words, or opportunities that feel too right to be random. You will recognize them by the peace they bring. When they speak, something inside you will relax instead of tighten. When they show up, confusion will lessen instead of grow. These are not ordinary encounters. They are guided intersections. At the same time, those whose energy has pulled you down, drained you, or quietly competed with you will begin to fade from your daily experience. Conversations will become less frequent. Interactions will feel less necessary. You may notice a natural distance forming, without drama, without confrontation, just a gentle separation. Do not chase what heaven is removing. Do not cling to what your spirit has outgrown. This is not rejection. It is protection. That neighbor, that acquaintance, that person whose smile never fully matched their intentions, heaven has already dealt with the energy that once leaked through them toward you. You do not need revenge. You do not need validation. You do not need an apology to move forward. Your elevation does not require their understanding. Archangel Michael is realigning your focus. Instead of worrying about who misunderstood you or who envied you, your attention is turning toward what is blossoming inside you: new ideas, renewed courage, and a deeper sense of who you truly are. Your relationship with money is also being healed from the inside out. In the past, financial stress may have triggered fear, panic, or self-blame. You may have felt as though every step forward was followed by something that pulled you 2 steps back. That old pattern is losing its grip. From now on, your resources will be guided by wisdom rather than pressure. You will feel more grounded when making decisions. You will pause and listen before reacting. You will sense the difference between impulse and intuition. This is Archangel Michael strengthening your discernment. The same way he shields your spirit from draining people, he will now guide you away from draining choices. Every time you feel a gentle check in your heart that says, "Not this, not now," honor it. That is protection. Every time you feel a quiet green light that says, "Move forward," trust it. That is guidance. There is a new flow forming financially, emotionally, spiritually. It will not always be loud or dramatic. It will be steady, consistent, and sustainable. You were never meant to live in constant survival mode. You were meant to live in partnership with heaven's wisdom. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, this is your season to move with quiet confidence. You no longer need to prove your worth. You no longer need to defend your path. Your peace will speak for you. Your progress will answer questions you never have to address directly. As this transformation unfolds, your daily life will begin to reflect it. You may notice mornings feel more hopeful even before anything big happens. You may realize that things which once triggered anxiety now feel manageable. You may catch yourself smiling at small, simple moments that used to pass by unnoticed. This is what healing looks like in real time. Not just an event, but a shift in how you experience your own life. The old heaviness is not returning. The old confusion no longer has the same access to your mind. The old patterns have lost their authority over your future. Archangel Michael has claimed this ground on your behalf. Heaven has ruled in your favor. And your spirit, whether you feel it fully or not yet, is already standing in victory. There is still more for you to hear. More truth to anchor into your heart. More reassurance to settle into your spirit. And heaven is not finished speaking, my beloved child. Now that the path has been cleared and your spirit has been strengthened, heaven prepares to place a final truth into your hands, a truth meant to guide you into the chapter you are stepping into now. You are entering a season where the peace you feel will not be temporary. It will not slip away when people misunderstand you or when small inconveniences arise. This peace is not a moment. It is a foundation, a place within you that remains steady, no matter what shifts around you. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his presence filled with authority and tenderness at the same time. He speaks with a steady confidence. My child, you are protected not because danger surrounds you, but because purpose surrounds you. You carry a light that impacts more lives than you know, and now that light must shine without interruption. You may not see the fullness of your purpose yet, but heaven does. You may not understand why you had to endure certain challenges, but your spirit does. You may not realize how strong you have become, but others will see it clearly very soon. There is something sacred about the way you rise. You don't rise loudly. You rise quietly, gracefully, consistently. That is why your journey is so deeply protected. Heaven is not just securing your finances or your peace. Heaven is securing your future influence, your spiritual maturity, and your connection to divine guidance. As you move forward, you will notice something unusual. Your intuition will speak more clearly. Your timing will improve without effort. Your decisions will feel guided rather than pressured. And life will begin to feel aligned in a way you may not have experienced before. This alignment is not accidental. It is the result of the battle that was fought on your behalf quietly, invisibly, faithfully, The confusion that once clouded your thoughts has been dissolved. The tension that once surrounded your progress has been released. And the envy that once lingered around your blessings has been neutralized. Now you walk in clarity. Now you walk in protection. Now you walk in a season where the right opportunities will arrive without you having to chase them. Archangel Michael has positioned new pathways before you, pathways connected to financial stability, personal confidence, and spiritual wisdom. These pathways will reveal themselves one step at a time, not in chaos, not in panic, but in calm, steady moments when you least expect them. You may receive a message that changes your direction. You may encounter someone who shares a key piece of guidance. You may get an idea that feels like it came from beyond your own mind. These are signs of alignment, not coincidence. Heaven is guiding you into a season of purposeful elevation, not a noisy rise filled with pressure or competition, but a peaceful rise, one built on clarity, discernment, and divine timing. My beloved, Archangel Michael says, do not fear your own growth. You are ready for what is coming. You are prepared for the blessings that once looked too big for you to hold. Let your confidence return. Let your voice steady. Let your spirit rest in the knowing that heaven walks with you in every step. From now on, the energy around you is anchored in light. Your home will feel safer. Your spirit will feel grounded. Your finances will feel protected. Your decisions will feel inspired. This is the new rhythm of your life. And as you walk in this light, those whose hearts were once clouded with envy will naturally fade into distance. They will no longer hold space in your story, not by conflict, but by divine separation. They cannot follow where your spirit is going now. Your elevation is quiet, but it is absolute. You no longer need to worry about who watches you, who misunderstands you, or who secretly questioned your progress. Your journey is no longer tied to their opinions. Your destiny is guided only by the hand of heaven. Archangel Michael places one final message upon your heart. You are not rising alone. You rise with the support of heaven behind you. You rise with protection that cannot be broken. You rise with wisdom that cannot be stolen. And you rise into a future that is already prepared for your arrival. Breathe deeply and feel the truth settle in. Your struggle season is over. Your fear-based decisions are ending. Your scarcity mindset is dissolving. Your alignment is beginning. What comes next is not instability, it is restoration. Not chaos, it is clarity. Not loss, it is divine compensation. A new chapter opens for you now. A chapter of peace. A chapter of stability. A chapter of rising into the person heaven has been shaping you to become. Walk forward with your head lifted, your heart steady, and your steps confident. This is your rebirth. This is your restoration. This is your appointed season of divine elevation. And heaven walks with you now, always, and in every moment that follows.